What in the world is she doing now?
There we go. Can you reach the pedals? Yeah. Uh-oh.
What in the world are you doing?
When are we going to get this thing running?
We'll work on that another day. We've got other things to do right now.
Oh, man.
Man.
All right. Guess we're not going to play with blazers today.
Nope, no blazers today, okay? But we'll get to that thing pretty soon, okay? And we'll drive it around the field a few times, okay? Today we have got to put a intake on this LS swap. Once I get that done, we can fire this baby up. But it does have to have an intake first because the mass airflow is going to set out on the end of it.
Ooh, yeah.
So we're going to show you how we do it. We do not have a TIG welder, okay? Like most people don't. So when you're doing this kind of stuff, you got to get kind of a little bit of ingenuity and figure it out to do something, make a nice job out of it, okay?
Okay.
So what we do is we buy 2 of these kits. It's a 4-inch cold air intake kit, okay? And Emily will put a link in the description to the ones that we buy.
Yep.
There's a bunch of them out there, but what I do is I buy 2 of them, okay?
Okay.
And it gives me all the parts when I buy 2 of them. They're pretty reasonably priced, and I'll end up having an extra air filter, or the owner of the truck will have an extra air filter when he leaves with it. So it's not too bad. I think the 2 of them end up being like around 140 bucks, okay?
Sweet.
And then I don't have to run around and find a bunch of other parts. So I'll show you, or we will show you today how we go about making this work. And this kit is made to be mounted on the right-hand side, but we are putting it on the left-hand side. And when we get it done, it looks nice and it functions nice.
Ooh, that's what you want.
Yep, so let's get started, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is how this tube comes. It didn't come with the 90 on the end of it. I already put it on there. I took a piece of painter's tape and I marked around it, so I got it on there straight. And I know I'm gonna have it fit at a 90 like that. So I put that on. All right.
Okay.
The way it's gonna go, it is going to be right here. Okay.
Okay.
So I know that there's a gap right there, okay? That's not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to fill that area in with something.
Yeah, that might leak.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and it's also got the bracket mounted down here, right here. So I'm going to not only fix that portion of it, but I'm also gonna build a bracket that comes off of that alternator bolt, and it will come down and it'll hold this in its place, okay?
Sweet.
So it's not just wiggling around willy-nilly, you know? Willy-nilly, not Milli Vanilli.
Oh.
Totally different. That was a fake band.
Oh.
And, willy-nilly is how I do most things.
Okay.
Okay?
Not to be confused.
Right. Okay. And also, I try to keep them up as high as possible, okay?
Okay.
Because aluminum is a huge heat sink, all right? So all that hot air that's coming off the radiator, it gets absorbed into that aluminum, and it actually kind of defeats the purpose. But quite honestly, if I was doing one and it was supposed to be a performance one, I'd probably do it out of plastic tube, so if you didn't care what it looked like.
Yeah.
Well, this looks nice, and I'm going to run it as high as possible, and we will keep it as far out of the heat as possible.
Sweet.
Okay, so what I need to do now, I know I want to keep a nice distance away from my alternator, so I just kind of center it, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to measure the piece that I need.
Okay.
Okay. And of course it's aluminum, so I'm going to scratch it up terribly while I do it. So
that's the hardest part.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a piece that is about 3.5 inches.
Okay.
All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out of the other tube that I have. So I'll get the 3.5 inches out of it that way. All right.
Sweet.
Get my other one. Also, don't use this bracket on it. Okay? So I can go ahead and cut that off, and then we'll cut 3.5 inches off of this thing.
Sweet.
All right? So, you see how easily I bent that?
Oh, you're so strong.
Okay, so how do we gotta cut a nice straight line on this stuff?
Magic?
What did I say? 3.5 inches?
Yep.
All right, so make a few marks. 3.5. Shaky cam.
Yeah, I feel like I need to help hold it.
Okay, so hanger stick. Go ahead.
I store it here on these spindles.
All right, so just so I can attempt to try to make a nice straight line, I'm just gonna follow around with my painter's tape. Okay. All right. So safety glasses always. Okay. Safety first. Anybody that knows me knows that that's all I ever really worry about.
Yeah.
Safety.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So here we go. And while I got the cutter going, I'm just going to take this one off, all right?
Okay.
We won't use it. Okay. So we'll save that for later, though.
Oh, okay.
No, we won't.
Oh,
All right.
I'll make a bracelet or something.
Okay. I wonder how many people are going to get my Milli Vanilli reference.
I don't know.
Huh?
Some Milli Vanilli fan calls you out.
Yeah. You're not fake.
It was real, man.
Yeah. I know them. Wonder if they're still alive.
I don't know.
You know?
In hiding somewhere.
What if after we mention them on our channel, they have a resurgence and they come back and they start singing live in person and show the world the talent that they are?
Yeah. Ooh, we could get them to do our theme song.
Oh, it'd be awesome. Maybe tonight when we're done doing this, we'll sit down and listen to some Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Or maybe we won't.
Maybe not.
Oh, we ought to mention also, Milli Vanilli, not a sponsor.
No, not a sponsor.
You don't want to leave any of that flashing on there to get ingested in your engine.
Yeah. It'd be bad.
Yeah, so let me just clean it up now and be done with it. Alrighty, so there you have it. I got all the burrs off of it. Okay.
Okay.
Clean that up. So now we can take it to that. Our kit comes with this piece. Okay. 3 stainless steel 4-inch clamps. Alright.
Sweet.
Okay. Set it on the truck, see how it looks. What do you think about that?
That's pretty good.
And then, because this piece is so long, there's some adjustment in there, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go in here and make sure it is in there straight. Okay. And then I'll just go ahead and clamp that one. I'm gonna put the clamp to the bottom so I don't have to look at it.
Sweet.
Make it a little nicer looking. Maybe by the next time we do one will have a TIG welder.
Ooh, that'd be sweet.
Okay. But this is a good way for somebody who doesn't have the ability to get a TIG welder to get this done.
Yeah.
You know?
You can still make a nice piece without it.
There's a ton of things that we could use a TIG welder on, and we'll like my radiator support. So we'll talk about that in a second when we go back over there.
Yeah. You want a socket instead of them?
Yeah, that would be smart. All right, so let's go. So I got this one tight, got it straight. And let's go throw it on the truck, and then we'll probably start to work on building that bracket. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, my radiator support.
Oh yeah.
I built this radiator support out of the donor support. I just cut the top of it off, riveted a bracket to it, built this to bolt into the original holes where that held the radiator in.
Sweet.
It's got to be painted up still, but I finished it because I want to know exactly where my radiator and my fan is sitting. So this is something that has to be done first, because you don't want to be doing this and then find out that your radiator actually sits out an inch further or something, or your cooling fan sit out an inch further, or your radiator's closer than what it is. So
yeah.
So that had to be done, but it did not have to be painted.
Yeah.
But we will paint it, and then that's one of those things where if I had the TIG welder, I would have just welded that up instead.
Weld some brackets on there instead of rivets.
Yeah.
Be sweet.
Dude, I want it just like a finger's width away from the from the hose. I don't want it rubbing on the hose. Okay.
Yeah.
So you hold it there. So there you go. Just by clamping it together right there, it's nice and solid, all right. But I'm still going to do a bracket. I don't like the idea of anything wiggling on that. Yeah. Because if he's booking down the road and something in this decided that it wanted to loosen up those clamps or wiggle it off, in this case it'd still keep running, but the mass airflow, it wouldn't run the best, and it would not be using mass airflow. New check engine light's going to come on too, of course, but
yeah.
Okay. So by the time we build this bracket that goes to that, it's solid.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the event when you got to take your intake off, it's no big deal to undo that bolt and go from there, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. So let's get this alternator bolt out of here. Now, if we wanted to, we could make this one out of this aluminum chunk, okay?
Oh.
But I'm not going to. I'm going to use a piece of steel.
Okay.
All right, but you can kind of use it to see what I'm going to do. We'll have to do some fancy metal bending with a torch.
Oh.
Doesn't have to be a giant piece of metal. This is what is that, 1/8 probably?
Yeah, probably 1/8 by 3/4.
It's 1/8 by 3/4. So it will just be bent down and over. Okay.
Okay.
There's no real way to.
It's like a L shape with a twist.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a bend in it.
The snake keeps attacking me.
Alright, so about there. I want to bend it that direction. Okay?
Okay.
So, torch.
Wow.
Go the right direction. think I did. Okay, see if it's close.
Okay.
It's not easy to do with all the excess there. So let's trim some off, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so now I really need to trim some of the excess off so I can see. Nothing more fun than making brackets,
Oh yeah.
you know? That's why I got into working on cars.
Love brackets that much?
Yeah, somebody told me it'd give me an opportunity to make a bracket. Look good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll set that right there so it'll drop in a little bit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so my bolt center. All right, let's drill some.
Yay.
Love that drill.
It has been handy.
Yeah. All right, so drill one more hole. Make sure I got my tube exactly where I want it. It kind of hides the alternator a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like I said before, this engine, when all the pieces and parts came to us, it looked like it had been stored underwater. So I'm sure it'll get a new alternator put on it one of these days. And
I think you did the same thing on that 78 Bonanza too. The big ugly alternator right in the middle of everything.
yeah, but he complains about everything.
That's true.
So we knew that was going to be an issue.
Yeah.
He wakes up in the morning and says, "What can I complain about next?"
Better call Jerry.
Yeah. Come see that truck at the Missouri Truck Show that's coming up.
Yeah, the C10 Cruise and Show presented by Mo C10 Addiction. I will put a link in the description if anybody in the Springfield, Missouri area is interested. We should be there all day, so if you're in the area, be sure to stop in and say hey. Come hang out. We're cool people. Give you $1 if you like that.
It's hot.
Oh.
You get so happy when I cut myself or burn myself. I don't understand that enjoyment that you get from that.
Yeah.
It's strange.
When you touch the solder connections right after you do them.
Oh yeah.
Ow. Ooh.
Oh, that was a little hot. Nothing too enjoyable for you though.
Oh.
It's not like the day when I pulled my fingernail off accidentally.
No, that was. I still think about that sometimes.
I thought you were going to fall over laughing.
No, I was.
I've never seen anybody giggle that much, kind of under their breath.
I did not. That was gross. The day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, how do you remember that?
Because they didn't come pick the car up for like a week after Thanksgiving.
What car was it?
Ford Focus.
Who would pick up a Ford Focus?
Exactly.
If I had one, I'd try to leave it where it was as much as possible. All right, that aluminum bracket there, I mean, it's soft, so it's pretty pliable.
Yeah.
So it bends right to where I want it. All right, so after we're all done with this thing, I'm putting this together with a 1/4 inch grade 8 bolt and nut. Once we're all done there, I'll weld that nut to the back side of this. So when that comes off, it doesn't have to be done with 2 wrenches.
Yeah.
And make it a little bit more user-friendly. Okay, so that's solid. You don't have to worry about that. I got great clearance between my alternator. I got at least a finger's width between the radiator, and it's up pretty high outside of the hot air being blown past it.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Come on. Yeah. All right.
All right. So at that point, we're at the point where we got to get the air filter and the mass airflow sensor in there in a spot. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Attached to our intake tube. So this kit comes with the filter, of course. This piece, which is hose clamped onto the filter. This, amazingly enough, fits the mass airflow exactly.
Well.
Okay. Almost like it was made to do that. And then I take this off of the donor bellow that ran over to the original air filter. Okay.
Yes.
And I cut them off. I cut it off with as much length as possible. Okay.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I haven't found one yet, but I haven't found one of these that I could just buy.
Oh, really?
On Amazon or whatever, a 4-inch one. But this one works, and no reason not to use it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes on to that.
Sweet.
Okay. Fits in a certain spot where that little groove is. Okay. All right. So that's it. We're all done.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So I come in here and I know where I'm going to have my filter. All right. So it's going to sit about there. So I'm just going to mark it the length so I don't have to mess around with that filter that much right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm basically going to make the edge of that line up with that. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So get rid of the filter for a second. I can come in here and see about how much length I'm going to have to cut off my tube.
Okay.
All right. And I'm just going to eyeball it and then mark it. Okay. That one about that long. And flick my thing. Oh, it's right past it. So we'll have to go right in front of the bracket, right?
Oh, okay.
So we're going to cut this much of it off, and technically I could have done, the way I'm doing it here, I could have done it with probably just one kit, because I could have used this piece to fill that in there. But on the last one I did, I used this piece, and I actually brought it up. I connected the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was up like that, but on this one I'm not doing that. But
Yeah, I can use the angle out of both pieces.
yeah, but I will use the box part of it out of both of them. So there's nothing, no waste there. All right, so my line that I made to cut it off is pretty close to that one. We could grind it off, but we'll just come out enough here so we don't have to mess with that. All right?
Yeah. You just want enough you can get a clamp on it.
Yeah. Let's do 4.5.
You doing okay, Juice? Didn't get to go for a ride today.
I'll take you for a ride in a little bit, alright?
Yeah. Juice, you wanna go for a ride? Really wants to go. Yeah.
Oh, my blue tape. Alrighty, safety glasses.
Safety third. That feels good.
Alright, I'll just leave the tape on there for now. So, one of these bellows, they fit right over the 4-inch tubing. Oh, and it goes over easier if I'd get all the burrs off of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so after we're done, it gets clamped on there. That flexible bellow gives you plenty of room, you know?
Yeah.
So, get a bend in that. There. Okay, get mass airflow out of the way there. So now we can take and see where our air filter is going to fit.
Ooh.
All right.
Sweet.
So it's going to be right there. All right.
Cool.
So now we have to make a bracket that is going to do that.
Okie dokie.
All right. Okay, so I need to know where that is going to be fitting. So I'm gonna use this box, okay,
Okay.
to make my reference. This thing sits in its frame right on that channel right there.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm gonna make a mark on this box right there to show where I want that bracket to come up, to make it sit right like that.
Okay.
And this box, I'm marking on it with white paint, but it's one of my junk boxes. It's broken,
Yeah.
so I just use it for just to put things in the right spot.
For mock-up?
Markup. So this is the piece that comes with it. It does not fit on the right-hand side, okay?
Oh.
And I don't want to have this portion of it on the outside of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that portion of it off. You basically need to know how far away I want it to sit. I don't like it being too close to anything right there. So
Yeah.
we'll trim it off. Okay, if I do about 3/4 of an inch.
Sweet.
All right. So it would have been this side, and that kind of lets you know too. That's about what I'm going to end up with. Is I said 3/4 of an inch. So
Yeah.
we're going to cut it off at 3/4 of an inch right there.
Okay.
All right. 3/4. 3/4. Okay.
Okie doke.
Will it? Okay, so it's way too tall, all right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to come in here and start trimming it out a little bit. I'm just gonna get rid of a little bit here to miss my harness and a little bit here to miss my computer cover. Okay. So mark it. Come in here. Up there. There, straight across, and I want to miss my computer cover pretty good, so I'll come in here and I'll just leave that much. So hopefully there's that much sitting down there that we can work with making a bracket off of to attach it to the fender here. Okay. And then we'll also have to make another bracket that goes across to tie it that direction.
Okay.
Okay. So bracket.
Bracket.
Okay, so that's what I'm left with for that one, all right?
Okay.
We'll see if it fits in there now a little better.
Okay.
All right, so it's still too close to my wires right there, all right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go make a bigger notch in it. Basically, I'm gonna take it's good on the computer side, I think, but I just don't like it touching my wiring going to the computer in that harness. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller, and then I'm gonna come up and around just a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You like that?
I like that.
I like that. Another obscure reference.
Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna fit nicely right there. Okay.
Okay.
I can eyeball my angle too, where I'm gonna have it, this angled a little.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'm going with my line right there, and then I'm going with my angle right in line with the edge of the radiator hose. So I can put this in there and not taking it in and out anymore. I can start making the brackets. Okay. That's for my height, so I know how high up it is. Mark where I am seeing it come through for its angle.
Okay.
Okay, so now I can hold it in place and we can start working on making some brackets for it. All right, and it's going to get a bracket going from here, okay, and it'll attach to the inner fender well there, and then this gets the plate that come with it.
Oh yeah.
And we will make it work, and it will get attached over here somewhere, but there will also be another point of contact where it goes to the radiator support. So let's do this one first.
Okay.
One down here, and then we'll bolt it to that.
Sweet.
It would probably be easier, instead of going to this piece, just making an L-shaped bracket right off that fender.
Oh yeah.
And so we'll go right to that. All right. So I'm not worried about that anymore.
Okay.
So let's take and make the L-shaped piece that will go over to it.
Oh, okay.
And we'll drill some holes in it, and then we'll mark on this where it goes. Okay?
Sweet.
So basically, we're going to just make a 90 little bolt right there, shoot right over to that distance where our bracket comes up. So let's measure how long we need to that point. Let's say that's 6 inches. Okay?
Okay.
So at 6 inches, we'll make it 90. And you could probably bend this in a vise because it's pretty thin stuff. But heating it up makes a nicer bend, so that's what I'm going to do.
Maybe not. Did it go in?
Nope.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, no.
Melting our toast.
Alright, so let's go drill a couple holes in it. This hole's not going to matter all that much, and neither is this one, okay?
Yep.
So, let's do it. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's just regular water. It's not special cooling water.
Oh, holy water.
Okay, so this is my bracket that's going to go over to that inner fender well. It's going to attach probably somewhere right around there. This is going to be at an angle. So I'm going to do our usual trick of slicing it, and then we'll weld it up at what angle we want it to be.
Okay.
So I'll put a slice in it right there, just enough that it will bend. And then we'll come in here, we'll mark it, and drill the holes for it. Okay.
Sweet.
All right, make sure I slice the right side. That should bend, right?
Yeah.
So let's drill a hole in our fender.
Okay.
Okay, so I can line this up with my mark that I made here, so I know I want it to be at about that height, or about that length in, you know, lining them up.
Cool.
I'm going to stick the nut on the back side.
Sure.
It's going to go right there. Got it?
I think so.
Okay, so we don't need this portion of it anymore, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to chop it off. All right?
Okay.
All right, so bolt it together, kind of.
Kind of.
Stupid cable out of there. All right, so we got our height good here. Got it lined up, but it's not, it's got to be bent out a little bit. So it's in line right there. Bam. Perfect.
Sweet.
Okay. Just double check it really quick. So right there, the filter is going to sit right there. Okay?
Okay.
Because I wouldn't want it to be pushing up against that. So, all right, so now we have to add another bracket. Okay, so this thing came with another one to come from here and go this direction. All right.
Okay.
So we will use it to do that, but we'll have to trim some stuff off of it.
Okay.
That point is almost above the ECM, so we can almost just measure down from there. Do a line straight across, basically. You know?
Oh, yeah.
What's it measure?
6 and just under 7. 15, 16.
Alright, so let's just do, you said just under 7?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do it at 6. Okay, so you might notice I'm putting it upside down, okay? It was meant to go like that. Alright, with the steps in it and everything, but it comes with a nice rubber top to cover it.
Oh, yeah.
So I just use the straight edge on it, so when I'm done, it still looks nice.
Cool.
Okay? Without the weird bends in it. So it'll just get bolted right there. We will bend it in straight, and then we will make a bracket that goes from this one to our fender here, and then we also have to make a bracket that will go from this one here at the top, and it will come in to the radiator support.
Sweet.
So it'll be held steady in 3 spots. Okay, sound fun?
Sure.
Okay. And I mount the windshield washer bottle on this, so we'll show you that when we get to that point. But we need to make a little bit of a bend in it to make it go kind of straight.
Okay.
Come back here and just mark where I want to make a bend so it ends up being parallel in here.
Yeah.
All right. The air filter's cone shaped, so it doesn't hurt to have it closer to it, so that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
That worked out nicely. It's just the right height. Too much? Oh yeah, way too much. Okay, so bend it back out a little.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There
So,
you go.
yeah, that's just right. Good for you?
Yep. Sweet.
Check my washer bottle first before I get too crazy.
Yeah. Third hole on the bottom.
Oh, is that what's hitting it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can get rid of that.
So it'll take a little bit of trimming, but it'll work.
So now, how high up do I want it is the question. Just high enough for my bottle to be right there. All right, so we have this piece marked where we're gonna how high it goes on this bracket right here. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll end up having to drill a couple different holes in this one and that one. Okay.
Okay.
At a different height there. All right. So before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make my other bracket. There's already a hole right here in the radiator support right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go from that hole, and I'm going to come out, and I'm going to make it go to this right here. All right.
Okay.
So that'll hold it. That'll hold it from flopping around there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we won't have to take it off 100 more times. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be smart. I'm going to drill the hole first.
Oh.
For it. Alright, so 90 degree. Let me grab my marking pen. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, so I'm going to want to bend that not to a complete 90, right about there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Alright, that's not a 90. Right?
Yeah.
Take some length off of it. Let's do that much just to be safe.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to go to that bolt hole there. And then I put a little too much bend in it, but we'll take that out and then it'll bolt to that.
Okay.
Should do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna reuse that one, okay?
Okay.
But we'll end up having to drill a different one in here. So we could go ahead and take our bracket and make our bolt hole for it.
Okay.
All right. Right there.
Perfect.
Thought that was going to happen. Right, we don't need that much excess on it, so I'm going to cut some off
Okay.
for weight reduction.
Yeah.
That'd affect your quarter mile.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's take this out. We got to drill these holes, okay?
Okay.
So our one piece we wanted at that height,
Yeah.
right? So clamp it together. And that's also the bolt hole that our bracket that we just made is going to.
Okay.
Okay, let's weld this up real quick while we got it off, and then we'll put it back in the truck, work on our last bracket, and be done.
Yay. Ooh, we should go get in the pool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right here.
All right. It's not the worst I've ever done.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
That won't fit. We're gonna have to get a bigger pool.
Oh man.
All right, so that's buried underneath the air filter, so nobody's ever gonna see that.
Yeah.
So my grinding skills don't come into play. So let's bolt it back in, and one more bracket. This bracket, I can actually hold on to the back side there. Come in.
Does it help when you get the camera right there?
Yeah.
That one would definitely be handy to weld the nut on the back of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's moved a little bit. Check it with our filter again. Basically going to be right there. All right.
Okay.
There's plenty of room there. It's looking good.
Sweet.
Okay. And I'll have to trim that off. It's hitting right there.
Ooh.
So I'll trim that. I'll show it right now. Keep that away from it.
Sweet. That'd be bad.
Mm-hmm. It's actually not. It's really not close to it anyway. You know, but I'll still take a little off there. Okay.
Okay.
Now we've got one more bracket to do, and I'm just gonna make it go right to there. Okay. Because that's an easy spot to get back behind to get a nut.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. And we'll do it right there.
Sweet.
Okay. If I make a good enough bend, I won't have to slice it. But you know how that goes. All right, so 90 degrees. It wasn't smart to put the hole in it first.
I don't know.
But I'm going to.
Yeah.
Go.
Sweet.
Good. So let's do it right here. It might actually just line up so I can bolt it here.
Okay.
You know, so that'd be fine. That long. Okay. Alright, so it goes perfectly.
Cool.
I'm going to drill a hole in this one, make a couple marks. We'll have to pull this back out again so I can drill it, and drill a hole in the fender well, and then we're done.
Yay.
You're really going for it today, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Yep.
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 You tell her to quit saying yep.
Why does she say yep all the time?
Why does she have to talk? Okay. So, I gotta make 2 holes, alright?
Okay.
I already did this one. We're having camera problems. They keep overheating.
Yeah. It's a bit warm.
We'll have to get the GoPro 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Better upgrade.
Maybe they won't overheat. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it in place. Here, mark that one. All right.
Sweet.
Pull this thing back out for the last time. I think I'm just gonna do these 2 because all I got to do is drill that hole and that one. Okay. Just to get it done. First time we drive this truck, there's going to be 30 quarter-inch nuts fall out onto the road.
Yeah. We're going, Juice. Are you hot?
Oh, it's sweaty.
So hot. Oh my goodness.
Last hole. Okay.
You'll put your fingers back there when you drill that.
Yeah, behind it. Mm-hmm. I've told you that story, haven't I? I was helping my uncle build a grain bin. Mm-hmm. He was on the inside, holding up a panel while I drilled it.
Oh no.
And I drilled a hole right through the palm of his hand.
Ugh.
I don't think he ever forgave me for it.
That's what you get for putting your hand there.
That's what I said. You had to be expecting that, though.
Yeah.
When somebody's drilling through from the other side, it's going to come through at some point. It was going through the metal pretty quick. I remember we were like just popping holes through it like insane. Knowing him, he probably had a $500 bit. Alright, so I'm not putting lock washers and stuff on here because we still have to take it all off and clean it up, get rid of the sharp edges, and repaint it a different color because this is gloss black and we don't like gloss black.
No.
So we'll paint it the flat black that we've painted everything else in this truck. So it's nice and solid there, alright?
Sweet.
So let's put our air filter back on. When I put it all back together, a 4-inch hose clamp around this, it tightens down on that pretty good. And then I go around and I trim the excess off, so it's not ugly.
Oh yeah. Straight line.
Yep. Yeah. plug up to where I like it. Okay.
Okay.
You can see right there, that's where it's going to sit.
Sweet.
Alright, and when I actually put it in there, I will put the seam to the bottom, you know, so you can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
Take the plastic off the end of it so you can see the chrome on the back of that filter. Put the clamps right where I like them. But there you have it, okay?
Sweet.
It's done. Except for painting and making it look nice. And if you want to, you can put this piece across the top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Comes with that kit. Trim it off, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Sweet.
Alright, so like I said, this will have a 4-inch hose clamp on it right there. It looks really nice. You tighten it down and then you take razor blade around it and trim it off, so that's all you see, you know?
Yep.
So, looks nice and it's functional. Since we're going from the passenger side over to the driver's side with the MAF sensor.
Oh, yeah.
This is the plug that goes to the mass airflow sensor.
Okay.
It originally comes out of the harness that leads out of the back side right hand on the OEM harnesses. It goes over to the air conditioning accumulator. It also has a plug that goes to the it goes down the side of the frame. Okay. And that's your oxygen sensor.
Oh,
okay,
that's important.
Your first one. I already cut the rear oxygen sensor off, so I'm gonna pull this wire loom apart. Okay, this plug here, it goes to your coolant overflow or your low coolant indicator right there.
Oh, yeah.
If you use that one on this truck, we will use that one. But I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna pull this out, this plug. Okay. And I'm going to pull it out all the way up to here, okay?
Okay.
And then I'll run it along here, and it makes its way over to the mass airflow sensor nicely.
Sweet.
So we had somebody ask us that this week.
Yes.
We get great questions and comments, and he asked me where this MAF sensor plug was, and when it's way out on the end of that weird thing, you wouldn't expect it to be there, but that's where it is. And then also, since I don't need these 4 wires that went to the rear oxygen sensor, I take them out all the way up to that bundle to the end, and then I fold them over and heat shrink them and put them in the loom to get rid of those.
Yeah.
But you know, you need your front O2 sensor, so don't get rid of that.
Yeah.
And get it over to the MAF sensor and you're good to go.
Sweet.
So you don't have to add wires or anything that way. All
Yep.
right. So the windshield washer bottle, I end up putting them right here. This is a nice open spot. And I mount it onto that bracket right there. And I realize that this is a coolant bottle because it has a black cap, but I like this bottle because it's a little heavier duty than what I use, and we can mark on the cap that it's for windshield washer fluid, okay?
Yes.
Not coolant.
Yeah.
So, but that's a nice place to put it, and on these I just run a line over to a inline pump.
Oh, yeah.
And it works nicely.
Sweet.
Okay. So that's it. Hey, you know what?
What?
I just did my last bracket for this truck.
Yay! I will say yay again to that.
Yeah.
That's always a momentous occasion.
Yep, no more brackets.
Awesome. Okay, so intake is done and we are one step closer to getting this swap on the road.
Yep. The next time you see a video on this truck, we are going to wire up the dual fuel tanks on it.
Yep.
Do the last 2 wires, the starter wire and the power wire, and fire this baby up. So.
Yes, excited about that. Hope this video helps you out. If you guys have questions, if you did it different, be sure to let us know in the comments. We always love hearing from you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah, we're riding. Yeah, we're riding. Come on, you gotta play it up. You gotta play it up, okay?
Look at that. Is that Dad? Look at Dad. Look at Dad.
Dad's over there.
See him? Ripley, look. Turn your head. Turn your head. There's Dad.
Okay, there we go. Yeah!